you on. This is the Daily Dozen, presented by Champions Round.
What is going on? Welcome to the Daily Dozen. My name is Jason Gold. This is Trell Jones. We're here back with the MLB props for the Daily Dozen. You have to make 12 picks by 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. If you get all 12 right, 100 extra money in one night. We're also competing for a Mark Andrews signed jersey this week. You got to play all the way through Sunday, accrue the most points during the week. If you do that, if you're our number one player, you're going to get the Mark Andrews jersey. We got a home jersey coming at you next week. Terrell, how you doing on this Thursday? Excited to get into it?
Dude, I'm doing great. Imagine depositing $12, guess the props, and you get $1,200, and you're en route to a Mark Andrews jersey. It can't get any simpler than that. I never thought I would say this. I'm happy to have baseball back. Yesterday was a little slightly miserable, but let's go.
Yesterday was definitely miserable. I don't know what you're talking about. Yesterday stunk.
Hey, I had a WNBA game.
Yeah, but okay, I'm not going to go into this on another podcast. But the WNBA game being one game at 9 a.m. Pacific is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. It's okay. Just get it right next year. It's fine. Dead day. Own that day. Make it a national holiday. I don't care. I want something to gamble on yesterday, and it should be the WNBA games. Anyways, let's jump into the Daily Dozen props. Excited to get into this. Let's get rolling. All right, first game. So we got 2 games on the board today in the afternoon. Tigers versus Athletics. Game 2 of a doubleheader for them. And then we have Dodgers Giants later on, the last 6 props. So Tigers versus Athletics. Total run 7.5. We got Montas on the mound for Oakland, coming back from injury. Also might be his last start with the trade deadline. So see how that goes. Total run 7.5. What do you think? What are you thinking about that one?
I think the total is a little bit odd. Montas, I can see why you have a 7.5 total up there. Dude's an absolute machine. But then you go over to the Tigers pitcher, which is, who was it? It's Hill, right?
Garrett Hill.
It's Garrett Hill's pitching. He's not great. He's only had 2 decisions, 5.73 ERA. Everything is telling you to, you know what I'm saying? It's a middle ground. You think it's going to go over 7.5, but somewhere below 9.5. So in this situation, I think the A's offense is bad enough that Hill could maybe get to them. I would take the under 7.5 runs in this one. Montas will definitely shove, as he always does, but Hill may be able to keep this A's offense at bay. The Tigers haven't been horrible lately.
So I actually don't know the answer to this, but I'm curious for your take on it. What do you think happens with offenses and pitching in the second game of a doubleheader? Do you think generally more guys are more tired and there's more unders? Or do you think that because people have gone through their pitching staffs a little bit later on, everybody's loose and warmed up, that they actually perform better? I don't know. I
feel like you have both ends of that sword there. The hitters are going to be exhausted. You just sat through a whole 2.5 hour game, and then you get an hour off, and then you're going to go to another entire game. The only people that aren't going to be tired are the starting pitchers, because obviously they didn't even touch the field in the first game. The bullpens may be slightly taxed depending on who you use, though. Game 1, if you might not have used your best arms. Game 2 is probably what you're really shooting for. So I would still lean the under 7.5 here, just because I think both offenses will be a bit tired. So I'd lean under.
Okay. I lean under also. Number is down to 7 in some places. 55% of that, 76% of the money is coming in on the under here. I think that Montas is going to have a good game, bouncing back from injury. Don't know much about Hill, but I think that you make a good point that we could see the A's offense be a little tired after game 1. So I'll take the total run 7.5 under for sure. Detroit Tigers total runs 3.5. What are you thinking?
I'm going to go under. I don't see them scoring one on Montas, and if they do get to the bullpen, it's probably 1 or 2, if 3 at the most. So I'm going to go under 3.5 here. I think the A's, they should win the second game. I don't know about the first game, but they should win the second game behind the Ace.
It's funny because the first game, the Tigers are heavily favored. I actually don't know who's on the bump in that game. Heavily favored and getting 78% of the money. They're at minus 150. And then the second game, obviously with Montas on the mound, the A's are minus 155, getting 53% of the money to win, 76% of the bet. So I'll take the under on Detroit Tigers runs 3.5. And then for the A's, probably going to lean slight over. I think they will get like a 4-2 ball game here.
Yeah, I would have to lean over here and like take that small margin to hit the under and they're over on total runs. just simply because we think we're going to win. We think they're going to win the game. So even if they win 4-2, 4-3, 5-2, things like that, we still cash it.
All right, let's get to a little nerfy action. First time we've done this in here. Tigers versus A's, first inning total runs, 0.5. Which way are you leaning?
If you're going to take the under of the game, you have to take the nerfy. They just correlate.
I couldn't be more with you there. Fully in on the nerfy. Just love that name. I want to name like a dog Murphy. Garrett Hill, total outs recorded 15.5. So as you mentioned before, he's had 2 starts in the league this year. He's gone 6 in the first one, 5 in the second one. Second one, which was July 9th, gave up 6 runs in 5 innings. Against Cleveland, he gave up 1 run in 6 innings. So which way are you kind of leaning on the total outs recorded here?
If I'm leaning under and I'm thinking that he's going to get to a bad A's team, I'm going to have to lean over on the total strikeout. I'm going to have to get him to go 6 innings. And I also think they're going to need him to go deeper into the ball game so that they don't have to use as many bullpen arms, since they're probably going to use a few of them in game 1.
Yeah, I'm probably going to end up right at this. It's tough. I think I'm going to go with the 15. I think he gets pulled after 5. So I'm going to take the under here. I just think there's more value there, but I understand your point of view for sure. Montas total strikeouts 5.5. So he missed his last outing. He had shoulder inflammation. He got a cortisone shot. They're obviously trying to get him better and prepare him for the trade deadline. He's obviously going to get traded before July 31st here. First game back, 3-9 this year, but he's also been awesome on the bump. The A's just stink. I think that's funny. Total strikeouts 5.5. Where are you kind of leaning in this one? And how long do you think he's going to end up going in this game?
I'm leaning over in this. I think they can't just pull him early. They're trying to market him as a valuable trade asset after he just got injured. So he's going to have to look like his normal self if this is going to be one of his last starts before the trade deadline. I'm going to lean over 5.5 strikeouts. I think the line is a slightly too low. I know why it's low, but I think it's a little bit too low for Montas.
If we think that Montas is going to throw his normal 6-inning game, then yes, I agree with you. I think that the total strikeouts 5.5 is a little bit low. My concern would be that they're going to ease him back in because he may have 2 or 3 starts before the trade deadline. I don't know exactly how they're going to play this, but I generally would assume that he's probably going to go 6 innings, which means he's probably going to go over strikeouts. I'm leaning that way as well. Dodgers Giants total runs 8.5. We're back to LA, back to Dodger Stadium. What are you thinking of this one?
This is a tough one. I know I'm going to go under here because Rodon doesn't allow a ton of runs. Rodon doesn't allow little to any runs, I would say. White doesn't allow a ton of runs. He allows maybe 2 or 3 or whatever the case may be. Both these teams have good bullpens. I think the Giants bullpen is better than what numbers may say about them. And we know that the Dodgers have a good bullpen. I'm going to lean under 8.5 total runs in this game. Rodon should shove. White should do an okay job. I think Giants win, and I think that this goes under. Okay,
so I agree with you on the under. Numbers support that. Numbers down to 7.5 at some places. 45% of the bets on the under, although 44% of them. So interesting that there's not a whole lot of sharp movement there to get that from 8.5 to 7.5. Okay, worth noting. I'm still taking the under here. Rodon has been awesome. I think it's hilarious that the Dodgers opened up as such a large favorite. The Giants at one point yesterday were like 1+145 to win with Rodon on the mound against Mitch White. A little interesting there. I know the Dodgers are great. I'm a big fan of the team, but that's like an egregious line to me. It's dropped all the way down to +115. 55% of the bets, 87% of the money is coming in on the Giants money line. So look out for that one. Yeah, I'm on the under here. I'm definitely on the under here. But Giants total runs, I don't know. I think this might be like yeah.
Like I said, I'm leaning for the Giants to win this game, so I'm going to take Giants over total runs. I don't see how many runs the Dodgers are going to scratch across against Rodon, but I'm going to take the over total 3.5 runs for the Giants. I think Mitch White allows a couple, maybe not a lot, but he's going to allow a couple. So I'm going to take the Giants total runs over.
I couldn't agree with you more. And I also do think that there's potentially a little thing with this All-Star hangover in LA. Everyone's so juiced up to have the All-Star game at Dodger Stadium. A lot of Dodgers in the game. A lot of Dodgers actually played in the game. Maybe a little hair of a hangover here. having to jump right into a game against their
hoping.
biggest rival. So I'll take the over total runs. I know we're both going to be on the Giants today. So over on the Giants. I'm going to go under on the Dodgers total runs 4.5. I assume you are as well.
Yes, sir. We have to.
All right, let's get to the next one. A little nerfy action on Dodgers Giants. What we got?
I like the nerfy. Love the nerfy. Give me the under.
Okay. All right. Like that one too. Although I think if anyone's going to score, it's probably going to be the Giants. Still like the under there. Rodon, total outs recorded.
So 6 innings. I'm going to take the over. 6 innings isn't anything for Rodon. I'm going to take the over.
He's faced the Dodgers twice this year, and he's gone exactly 6 innings in both starts. So I'll take the over as well. He's also shoved in both games. 6 innings, 2 earned runs in the first one, 6 innings, 0 earned runs in the second one. So he's been absolutely smoking the Dodgers. So over on this one, this might be my best bet of the day. Mitch White, total earned runs allowed 2.5. What do you got?
I'm going to have to lean over just because I think he allows a couple, and I don't want to get hooked either way. So I'll gamble with the over rather than the under.
I'm going to go the under here because I think that the Dodgers bullpen is the one that's going to get hit. I think Mitch White he's going to give up 2 runs in either 4 innings or 5 innings pitched. He's not been going very deep into games. He's been getting shellacked a little bit. Yeah. All right. That's our last prop. We flew through those. All right. You got any other MLB bets for today that we should be gambling on?
I do. If you're going to see this, if you're going to watch this quick enough, the Yankees-Astros game 1 is going to come on at 1 p.m. I love the Astros in that game. I think it's a bounce back for Javier due to him getting smacked around by the Angels when him and Ohtani went at it. He got a ton of strikeouts, but they were still scoring runs on him, not by his own volition. So I like Javier over his strikeout prop, over 7.5 Ks, and I like the Houston Astros to win on the money line against Montgomery. Really love that play.
Yeah, so actually the numbers love that play as well. They like the over in the game, 52% of bets, 91% of the money, over 8.5. But Astros, minus 118, 44% of the bets, 73% of the money. Big money difference on the Astros there. So I'm with you. I'm going to put that bet in right now. Like the Giants, we talked about that.
Are you sure that's game 1?
For Yankees Astros?
They should be like minus 130.
I'm going to look. Nope, you're correct. All right, so that's the second game. But the first game, they're also favored minus 130 and also getting a good percentage of the money. So we're fine. Yeah. We're betting on the Astros in both games. Doesn't matter. Let's see what else we got on the board.
Marlins Rangers coming up at the same time.
Marlins Rangers totals at 6.5. Pretty low.
Both pitchers are pretty good. I'm not going to flirt with the total. I like the Marlins to maybe pick up a win in this one. Rangers, I don't know. They get to their bullpen and they suck. Marlins haven't been hitting, but against the Rangers, I think that they'll be able to hit something against that bullpen easily.
The total's at 6.5.
Yeah, because both pitchers are really good. Gray's a huge strikeout guy, and so is Lopez. They're both gonna get a ton of strikeouts. Lopez has 101 Ks and 104 innings pitched, and Gray has 100 Ks and 89.2 innings pitched. So they're gonna get a ton of strikeouts.
These guys are smoking. All right, so Marlins, Astros, a little Giants action later. That's what we got for the board today.
Dude, hey, we're secretly gonna hammer this Marlins and Rangers nerfy. It's gotta be juiced, but it's there. I know it's juiced. I haven't even looked.
The secret hammer from Trell. I love it. Love to see it. We'll be back tomorrow with our 12 daily dozen props, probably on baseball stuff. I'm going to Vegas tomorrow though, so you guys can have fun hosting this. I'm gonna go try to make some big money. Can't wait for that to happen.
Wow, you're going to Vegas and I wasn't even invited. That's crazy.
I know. No one from the company was invited. It's a solo trip, solo mission, buddy. All right. That does it for the Daily Dozen today. Good luck with all your bets. You have until 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific to lock in those picks. See you later.